So you've got a Royal Enfield Interceptor 650 and now you're thinking about adding a quality luggage setup to your ride. Well, you'll definitely want to stick around for this one because I've been doing my research and I've discovered what I reckon is my favourite system so far. So let's jump in and take a look. So what I'm going to show you here is a classically styled pannier system from a German company called Hepco and Becker. Now, if you've been riding for a while, you'll likely have already heard of these guys, but just in case you haven't, Hepco and Becker are well up there amongst the very best producers of third-party motorcycle luggage and hardware. One of their better known products is a mounting system called C-Bow, and as you can see from these shots, it gets its name from this bow-shaped mounting system which will end up attached to the side of your bike. Now, when you're ordering it, you will decide what bike you're going to be fitting it to. You'll then be sent a set of corresponding brackets for your machine. In the case of the Interceptor 650, they literally bolt onto those two mounting points where the rear grab rail once went, and it literally takes about 10 minutes to fit it onto the bike. You can choose your hardware either in this black powder coat or in a nice chrome color if you prefer the shiny stuff. Now, once it's on your machine, you've got a whole range of different bags that you can choose from. The only word of warning is you need to be a little bit careful on the 650 twins because we've got limited space on the back due to these upswept exhaust pipes. So some of the larger bags are not going to work, but they do advise you over on the Hepco site in terms of what ones are going to work with the Royal Enfields. In my case, I've chosen the medium-size Legacy bags. The Legacy range is their kind of modern classic retro range, which I think suits the bike perfectly well. And as you can see, there's absolutely no issues with the fitting of these bags either. These bags will provide you with 8 litres of space on each side of the bike, so you get 16 in total, which for me is perfect for a weekend break or a short trip or even just a day out on the bike where I'm filming and I want to bring all my gear out. And as you can see here, you can get in a couple of GoPro boxes, water bottles, chargers, connectors, and for reference, I even packed a little one-man tent in here as well, just to give you an idea of what's possible even with these medium-sized bags. I still have those Kreiger straps in place on the bike, so I've always got the option to load up the back seat with those dry packs if I want to bring extra stuff with me. Now, the construction of the Hepco and Becker Legacy bags is, well, as you can see, absolutely flipping brilliant. I am well pleased with these. The bags are made of a hard-wearing polyester, and that's sewn in several layers, so it's really thick and rugged. The material can also be waxed if you want to increase the water resistance, but they say it's got a kind of layer of water resistance in there already. The bags open via these really kind of chunky quality zips. A waterproof seal maybe would have been nice. You don't get one, but I suppose the fact that you have this flap that comes over the top should offer decent protection against the rain. Inside the bag, you've also got a lining which is made of a waterproof polyester. On the rear of each bag, you can see the C-Bow mounting bracket. This is already built in, so you don't need to fit it. It comes on the bag. But you've also got this wonderful leather outer as well. Now, I think Hepco and Becker have done the leather work on this bag incredibly well. I love the beautiful kind of browny orange tan that you've got. And the rear of the bag perfectly matches the buckle straps that flip over the top and secure it in place via this metal hardware here. So it gives the whole thing a really nice vintage look and feel. Over time, this leather is going to get a really nice patina on it, but I would definitely recommend going over it with a little bit of leather balm or something like that, just to give it a little bit of protection before you take it out on the road. Connecting the bags to the Interceptor really couldn't be easier. Each bag has got its own key, so you simply drop it onto the C-Bow and you lock it in place. Now, these locks, of course, are not going to win any awards for security, but they will give you enough protection to fend off an opportunist thief who might want to snatch your bags. And at £200 a go, it's definitely a good thing to have. Do bear in mind, however, that the locks do not extend to actually locking the bag shut. So if you have got your valuables in there, you're obviously going to want to empty these bags out. There's zero security in that sense. But you would be amazed at how many pannier systems do not even lock to the bike. Now, because they're pretty unintrusive, I'll probably just leave these on the bike all the time. They don't seem to have much of an adverse effect on handling, and honestly, I hardly noticed that they were on the bike in some of the test rides that I've been doing with the system. Having said that, if you are one of these people that's likely to want to take your bags off when you're not going on longer trips, I actually think the C-Bow mounting system isn't particularly horrendous to look at, even when you don't have the bags attached. And that's a really big part of this kit, the fact that it negates the need for loads of scaffolding and straps and things like that all over your bike. These are just two fairly incognito mounting points, which, to be honest, you hardly really notice when the bags aren't attached. You also might notice that I've removed the Hitchcocks rear rack from the back of the bike. I've now got all the space I need thanks to these panniers, so I don't need that rack there anymore. So I've taken it off just to save a little bit of weight, but I do believe that you can mount this system with a rear rack. I haven't tried it with the Hitchcocks version, but I know Hepco and Becker have their own rear rack if you want some extra space. Now, something to consider: if you ride with a pillion, you are going to need to purchase a little kit to move the rear pillion pegs forward. Hepco and Becker sell a bracket. I think it costs about £80. Now, I personally am not going to use the Interceptor anymore for pillion riding, so I might actually go ahead and just remove these pegs altogether at some point. Now, if you like the idea of these bags, but you're not into this kind of black and tanned leather look, there's an alternative out there for you as well in a green khaki material. It will give the bike more of a kind of vintage military look, if that's what you're going for. I did about what ones to go for a while. I think they both look absolutely fantastic, but I'm pretty happy with the black, as it's already a predominantly black bike with a splash of red, so I didn't really want to introduce another colour. The full system cost me around £500 brand new, but I would recommend that you shop around, as I've seen this system for sale in excess of £700 on some websites. So if you're here in the UK, it's going to take a couple of weeks to get it, but just make sure you look around for the cheapest deal out there, because prices do seem to vary quite a lot. Hepco do offer a couple of really nice accessories for these bags as well. One of them being a shoulder strap, which I think is actually a good idea. I haven't got one yet, but I probably will get one. The Hepco version costs £50 for the tanned leather version, which matches to all the straps and things like that. There's also a much cheaper nylon version, which will cost you around £23 if you just want the convenience. The other upsell is a waterproof rain cover, £36 each for those, and probably a good shout if you're going to be riding all year round. The Legends line from Hepco and Becker have also got a whole range of different bags over on the website. One that really caught my eye was this massive 28-litre duffel bag. Now, it perfectly matches the style of the panniers, and it mounts to the bike across the rear seat and across a rack as well on the back. And this could be an amazing option if you want to rack up some bigger miles and you want to do it in style with perfectly matched luggage. I will leave links to everything in the description down below so you can check it out if you want, but do let me know what you think of the Hepco and Becker legacy system on the Royal Enfield Interceptor 650. Maybe down the line I will throw on the Hepco rack and maybe that massive duffel bag just to see what's possible on this bike with a massive 44-litre loadout. But for now, and the short trips I'm planning, I reckon these panniers should serve me perfectly fine. Now, there's a couple of other touring mods that I've done on the bike, so I will make some more videos along this kind of theme on the channel very soon. But for now, thank you so much for watching this one, and until the next time, ride safe.